Hey everybody, it's Brandy from JoyRebel.com, and this is the last in our Warrior series. I've so enjoyed this. I know I've said that before, but I really have, and I've so appreciated everybody playing along. So let's get started with our final pose. This first series of poses is really familiar by this point, but let's start as we always do. Top of the mat, all four corners of your feet firmly on the mat. Feel your thighs engage, let your shoulders drop, and let your chest open. This is Tadasana or mountain pose. Now I'm starting with my left foot, but taking a foot, step back about 3 feet and rotate that back foot out. Put a 45-degree angle bend in that front knee. Inhale your arms up. Warrior one. Let's open up now to warrior two. Sinking a little further into our hips. The front knee does not go out over the ankle. Still in line with the ankle, hands at shoulder height. Back leg is straight. To come up into warrior three, we're going to rotate on that back foot, bend a little bit, and pop up into warrior three. Making a T with our body, we can have our arms out in front of us or by our side in airplane wings. Then with care, we're going to step back, placing our foot back as we would like we were in warrior one. Inhale our arms up. And then in this case, because my left leg is back, I'm going to bring my left arm behind me to grab my left hamstring, arching my back and bringing my right arm overhead for exalted warrior. And now for our final pose, I'm going to let my right hand come meet my left, grab my arms together, back is still arched, and then bring my right shoulder to my right front knee. If your left knee is the front knee, then you would bring your left shoulder to your left front knee. This is humble warrior. On an inhale, I'm going to come back up. Rotate on my back toes, hop up, and we're back in Tadasana. I'll show you on the other side. Sending my right foot back this time. Inhaling my arms up for warrior one. 45-degree angle bend in that front knee. Opening up for warrior two. Rotating on that back foot, bending it, popping up into warrior three. Wobbling is working. With care, setting my foot back down into the warrior one position, then bringing my right hand to my right leg. So I arch my back and bring my left arm overhead, exalted warrior. Then bringing my left arm to meet my right, I clasp my hands, bring my left shoulder to my left knee. Inhaling my arms up, putting a bend in that back knee, and popping up. And there's your warrior series. Now, when putting this series together and kind of figuring out how I wanted to lay out the poses, obviously warrior 1, 2, and 3 is 1, 2, and 3. But when it came to humble and exalted warrior, the reason I kind of put exalted before this is because I think at the end of the process, there's always room for gratitude. And that is what the humble warrior means to me. So you go through this process and then you give thanks for the process, for whatever you've learned. And then what the great thing about it is from humble warrior, you can raise up and start all over again in warrior one. You're from the hips down, you're in that warrior one pose. You don't change that core. You don't change that foundation. So all you are doing, in my opinion, what this pose represents is gratitude, which is the end of the process and the beginning of the process, all over again. Because we're always going to be on a path. We're always going to have obstacles. We're always going to have times of flight and celebration and feelings. We're always going to have, when we accomplish something, there's going to be the next level for us, whatever that next level is, where we need to relearn our foundation and maybe adjust it if necessary, and then go from there. And so that is really what this series has meant to me, and why I kind of put that pose at the end. Is, to me, it really symbolized being grateful for the process and being grateful for the next process, because we can begin again. So it's ending and beginning, and what I think is the most important note, and that is gratitude. And for me, gratitude does not mean being happy about everything or liking everything. It's just a way to acknowledge and appreciate the path. Because I think when you do that, when you appreciate that something happened and you learned something from it, even if you didn't like it, even if it was sucked and you hated going through it, if you came out of it stronger or learned something more about yourself, even if it was like, well, I don't want to do that again. To me, that's something to be grateful for. That's something I feel grateful for, because then I got to experience a little bit more life. So that is it for the Warrior series. And I so appreciate you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.